Hello, my name is Dr. Fred Sylvester from New Hanover Chiropractic, and welcome to today's episode of Health Talk. What we wanted to take a moment to introduce our community to New Hanover Chiropractic as a clinic. Our clinic has been around since 1990. A former doctor, Dr. Haltman, who was a third-generation doctor, chiropractor, had owned the facility and then kind of continued to expand that facility in services over the course of the last 10 to 15 years. We then became New Hanover Chiropractic in 2000, and since then, in the last 25 years, we've expanded our clinic from chiropractic to rehabilitation to many ancillary services. Our team is equipped and composed of 6 chiropractors, multiple ancillary staff who help assist rehabilitation, and also numerous people who help us in our billing department for a seamless and an effortless way for a patient to experience health care in a situation that's typically not what most people experience from health care. Very efficient. My name, again, Dr. Fred Sylvester, has 25 years of experience. Dr. Karen Hahn, 23 years of experience. Dr. Dave Mazzola has 15 years of experience, and then numerous other doctors have 25 plus years of experience as well. Clinical competency is at its premium in our office. Through the years, what we have done is we have come across ways to measure our effectiveness and our efficacy of treatment. We typically will use benchmarks to measure how patients are responding to care and overall how they have short-term and long-term success in resolution to their signs and symptoms. One of the services that we use is called a Delta survey, and a Delta survey is basically composed of 4 to 5 questions that are called to patients randomly as they've discharged from care a year later after. And in that questionnaire, what we're doing is we're trying to assess how the patient has experienced their care and their resolution to care over the last 12 months. Our chronicity rate for low backs and necks range about 5 to 7%, which means 5 to 7% of people who are in our clinic are experiencing something that they have to have further treatment, which could be surgery, could be injections, could be another PT, another chiro. But the national average sits roughly about 42%. So our offset of 35%, we know that our effectiveness, not only in the short term of discharge, but at long term, is highly effective on how we treat conditions that people enter into our clinic. The next benchmark we use is called patient satisfaction. Our patient satisfaction rate sits about 97%. So we all know that as patients come through health care in their experience, more often than not, dissatisfaction is something that is one of the major themes that most people experience. Contrary to what we have experienced here, 97% of people who experience our care, our treatment plans, have a success rate and a satisfaction rate of 97%. So these are major benchmarks that we use to make sure that we're measuring how effectively we are treating patients and, more importantly, how we're fixing them. Big piece of how overall care is generally delivered and experienced as the patient itself. One of the biggest things that we think that separate us is that we use a component, and everybody hears this so cliche, as evidence-based. But we use the latest evidence to help us guide us in the direction of how we want to make a patient experience how healthcare is supposed to be delivered. The latest direction of the evidence allows us to make clinical decisions, increase our clinical competency, and by doing that gives us and affords us better patient outcomes. The thing that I think that is separating us from most major big corporations of healthcare is our mission statement. And our mission statement is very simple. It's a collection of people's values, morals, and beliefs that have chosen a path of service. And in that, there's 4 tenets that keep us stable and connect us to what our most important goals are, which is the patient-first mentality. The first one is going to be knowledge. So we want to continue to expand our knowledge. As we continue to expand our knowledge, that allows us to be in the best position to serve people to their best potential as well. We want to garner the respect of a person. We want to pay attention to the detail of how a person is coming through their most trying times. We want to go above and beyond. As we go above and beyond, we're making the ordinary extraordinary. And then finally, these all culminate in relationship. Relationship is really about trust. And what you've experienced, when you experience healthcare, the first step to healing is a trusting relationship. So as our doctors have continued to work tirelessly to expand their knowledge, to expand their competency at this point, that eventually gets shared with you as the patient. And in that, we are able to serve you better. In that service, then that allows us to add value to our community. And in adding value to our community, we reap the rewards of a better society. Good day and good health.